Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
And from the Xfinity Studios, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley. I can't wait. The 5 days of football begins tonight with the college football playoff game. Trinidad, Ole Miss. I'm rooting for Ole Miss against Miami tonight and tomorrow. Indiana and Oregon Saturday. We got our NFL wildcard weekend, and Sunday is us. So here's, I think we've covered this game yesterday. Some of the news was good on the injury front because N'Kobe's back and Lane practiced. Limited, but he practiced. That's big. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, both Ricky Pearsall and Trent Williams did not practice. So that's something to keep an eye on because both those guys are huge. I was counting on them to have both those guys play. I think both those guys are vital for them to have any chance. Like I love the Eagles on Sunday. I just think that they're going to win the game. And, you know, that's with Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall. If they don't have one or two of those, like without Trent Williams, the Eagles' defensive front should dominate. I mean, Seattle, that was one of the things why San Francisco's offense did nothing is because the offense, because they had no protection. Purdy had to get rid of the ball quick. So no Trent Williams against the Eagles front. Oh, my. I think that would be big. And, Pearsall is a guy that gives them space. He's a space creator, right? He's the really only deep threat on the outside. So having Pearsall, if he's out, I think, again, it boxes them in a little bit, which is would be key. Meanwhile, looking at this playoff run, I think we've covered it in the sense that we all feel good about them. I feel great about the Eagles on Sunday. I can tell you that the Bay Area, I did a show last night, the Bay Area they're conceding the game. Like that fan base doesn't believe in their own team. So, I think when we're looking at this thing, I think we all should feel pretty good. Ultimately, though, because you never know, and I thought that this offense would come out of its slumber before, and it didn't. But here's why I think they make a run. And here's why they can at least get back to the championship game, if not the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, that'll be Rams or Seattle. But it's going to be Vic Fangio. In Vic, we trust. So going into put the offense aside, it's like, hey, Jalen, make a couple plays down the field, couple plays with your feet, and let Vic handle the rest. Because I trust Fangio. In fact, I trust Fangio more than I trust anybody on that coaching staff, right? I mean, I think they're pretty obvious. That's not some hot take. I think you should trust Fangio more than anyone. And the fact is, he's got them. He knows how to get buttoned up. It's funny. When I was talking to the San Fran people last night, they were like, well, is the Eagles' defense vulnerable against the run? The numbers say so. I'm like, not really. I said, it was skewed in one game, the Bears game. That was the only time. And I'll be honest with you, I remember being shocked that day that the Bears had that kind of success running with the football. Other than that, I mean, Fangio's been lights out. Like, that Eagles defense is good. There was the one soft spot, CB2, but Adoree Jackson's fine, right? Like, he's not great, but he's fine. He might give up a little too much cushion, but he's been good. And I love Epps. Epps, I think, has been big at the other safety spot. So when I look at the Eagles defense, especially with Fangio, I feel great. I think he's the key to the run. And this is what I'm going to embrace. For years, growing up here, we love defense. Love it. I love defense in every sport. Basketball, I was talking to a buddy of mine about the zone, playing matchup zone. Like, I love it. I love defense. I love defensive football. And I think that's what the soul of the town is that. We talked about it with Jim Johnson and Doc. Why do you think Doc is the cult hero? You look at that team, and look, Donovan had some terrific years, and you had guys like Deuce and T.O. for a minute. And, you know, who's the face of the team? Dawkins. Dawkins is the guy, right? We love Doc. We love defense. Who's the next guy? BG. We love BG. BG's the man. We're a town that just loves its defense. And so we got a great defense. There's this defense from a man, if you look at it. Well, look what the year Jalix Hunt has had. You know, it's crazy because he leads the team in interceptions and sacks. I don't know. Carter's a monster. Jordan Davis has had an amazing season. I love Jalen Phillips. Right? That's your front. Zach Bond, stud. The Kobe's back. I think Campbell's a player. Cooper, Quinyon, who is just, Guantanamo Bay. Reed, big hitter, baller. Like this defense, I love this defense. And I just think this defense is going to carry. It will beat San Francisco on Sunday, and it should beat whoever it is, Chicago or Green Bay, on next Sunday. And then it's like, let's go. We got a puncher's chance. If it's Darnold, great, because I could see Darnold, becoming a puddle. And if it's the Rams, let's go, right? This defense, remember Jalen Carter against the Rams last year. He won the game. He was the one who got to Stafford before he could go to Puka. Puka was open, but Jalen Carter hit Stafford, and that was that. Like, ultimately, it's going to come down to this defense saving this team and carrying it to a bowl. Good morning, VG.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
We don't, pal.
You
got the new Wawa wrapper.
Yeah, the hoagie wrap tumbler. It's nice.
Yeah.
A little texture to it, too. It's almost like paper wrapped. It's nice. I'm with you, man. I was like, look back. Houston held this team to 15 points. I think the Eagles are better defense. I know Houston's a good defense, but I think the Eagles are better defense than Houston. Shanahan versus Vic. They've met 4 times. Shanahan's offense put up, here's the numbers, 11 points.
I actually saw this.
6 points, 15 points, and 9 points.
When he was with the Bears, they matched up.
Yeah. Don't ruin it. I don't even want to know what team it was. Right. Don't say it's the Browns.
No, he was with the Bears.
Oh, the Bears. 11, 6, 15, and 9. He hasn't scored more than 15 points 4 times against Vic. They hold him to 15. Golden.
Yeah.
We'll get 4 field goals and a touchdown. We're good.
Yeah. Listen, I think, when we look at what Fangio does, Fangio is great at adjusting. Like, when we had BG here the other day, do you remember he was in on Tuesday morning?
Yeah.
And we talked to BG about Fangio and his adjustments. And he's like, yeah, he'll come in at halftime. And he's like, all right, this is what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. They're going to do X, Y, and Z. So this is what you need to look out for. I think about that and I go, that is the optimum coach, right? The coach that knows what the other team's going to try to do and try to accomplish and to give you the answers to the test to defend it. Mm-hmm. It's like that at every level.
Yeah, he's like a cheat code, actually.
At every level. Like, it starts, like, the other day, I'm like, listen, they're going to come and press you. This is what's going to happen. This is how you're going to keep your wits about yourself, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you know what's going to happen, you give the answers to them, they're going to be able to do it. And that's what, at the highest level of coaching in the NFL, that's Vic Fangio.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because earlier in the season, Vic had mentioned something about halftime adjustments, and he kind of poo-pooed it. He's like, I don't know what you think goes on at halftime. There's no really big adjustments. And he's not changing the schematic of the defense. No, he's just giving you a subtle heads up.
It's not dramatic. Yeah. It's more like, hey, they're going to try to do this. Like they're going to go here. They're going to try to pick on, they may be looking to go after Adoree with this matchup. They're going to probably try to run it here. Here's what's going on. It's like that. It's not some dramatic, let me just create the greatest, recreate stuff. But the idea of coming in at halftime and just going, hey, look out for the X, Y, and Z. This is what they're going to try to accomplish.
Yeah, it seemed like he's twofold where he'll say, oh, this is what they're doing. And he also anticipates like this is what they're going to expect us to do.
Right.
And this is how they're going to counter that.
Right.
Which is like,
right.
that's what it is. Which is the opposite of what I think is going on the other side of the ball. It's the total opposite.
Like, it's exactly right.
Petula's like, oh, we didn't see this. I don't know what's going on.
It's the truth. Like, it's funny. Like, he spoke yesterday, and I feel horrible. Right, like Petula spoke yesterday.
Yeah,
and I feel bad. Right, like he's a nice guy. It seems like I don't really know him well.
He does seem like a nice guy,
but he seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's earnest. The whole thing. But man, he's like, we've done some great things. I mean, I know we didn't get a first down in the second half against Buffalo. It's like, dude, I mean, I know you're grasping.
Right.
You know.
I mean, what's he? He's in a tough spot. I think he's overwhelmed. I don't know what he's but Vic is like the complete opposite.
Right. Like when he's on the podium, like you feel sorry for him.
I just can't wait for him to get off, dude.
Right. It's almost a cringe. Right?
Yeah.
Like you cringe when he's on the podium.
Yes.
When Vic's on the podium, you're like, all right,
And there's been times where someone's on the podium and I love seeing them get, like, I'm like, oh, you got to just rake him over the coals. I don't like to see it with Petula because he just seems
like picking the
it's
wings
uncomfortable.
Off
It's like, just let the guy go. Let's let him get up there and get
whatever.
off. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It's a cringe piece.
It is.
And because you know that he doesn't have answers.
No.
He just doesn't have answers. Like, when they talk about we were shocked. We didn't see that on film.
Multiple times.
And some of the times you go, if you remember, there was one, I forget the opponent, I forget what the circumstance was, but we had talked about it. I go, they're going to do X, Y, and Z. And they did X, Y, and Z. And Petula said, oh, we didn't expect that.
Yeah, and it wasn't some high-level thing they were doing either.
Like, why wouldn't you expect that?
Oh, I forget what it was. They went to like a five-man, I don't know, a five-man something or other.
Right.
And he's like, it was unscouted. It's like, but this is a common thing throughout all of football. Like,
Cowboys?
I don't know
what it was.
You're asking me?
If I can see it on film, they should be able to see it on film.
Well, that's the point, right? Like
if I'm able to see that, yeah.
If I can tell you during the week what it's going to be like, then I'm just a schmo.
Right.
Give me a schmo.
And I'm a schmo when it comes to sports.
You're schmo light.
Schmo light.
I mean,
Randy Rubart he's saying unscouted looks as criminal negligence.
It is. Randy's right. Like
I mean, you come out with 5 tight ends. All right, I'll give you that. We might need a second to figure this out or whatever, but or 10 linebackers. All right, let's figure out what you're doing here.
Right.
But
like
he wasn't doing. They weren't facing anything that no one's not seen before at some point.
That's why I love Fangio, because Fangio's just buttoned up and prepared.
Yes.
See, it's funny. All these coaches are out there, right? Like the coaching search now, Black Monday and all. And I got to say this, right? Like, I know everybody wants the young dude, come with the young offensive mind, all this other stuff. Give me the guy that's unflappable, that been around the block.
Yes.
Right? Like, look at Harbaugh. Like, if you're the Giants and John Harbaugh's out there, that's your answer.
Like, what are you doing? Like, why even interview? Just offer him the check.
Right. Like, you go, I want a Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a guy that has won a lot of games. Sometimes I don't even understand why. I guess it's like, well, it's time. They almost feel like it's like Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Andy was a great coach. When he left, he was still nothing happened between when he left and when he went to Kansas City. He's the same guy.
Right.
He just, he identified Mahomes, and that was it. But the same concepts, the same guy. Like, he's a great coach,
Mm-hmm.
Now you need the quarterback and you need all the other stuff. But, as long as you get a great coach, like Harbaugh's a great coach. You got been around the block.
Right. Yeah, he's a. I don't want the last thing I want is him at the Giants.
Right.
That's a disaster for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, these guys, by the way, Spags is interviewing in Tennessee today.
Oh, that'd be good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he does well there.
Yeah. AFC.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want him over here.
Yeah.
I don't want him with the Giants either.
I
Who
can
did the
consult-
Giants
I
bring
can-
in the first
I
time?
can
Oh, Mike
consult for
McCarthy.
him.
I'm great with the Giants. You're good at consult.
I'll consult. Yeah, right. In my own head. But that you know, it's funny. It brings us full circle back to Fangio. You know, it's always about leaning in to your, especially here, your defensive coordinator, right? Like, you know, we love it. We love that aspect of the game.
Right.
That went from Buddy Ryan to Jim Johnson to Jim Schwartz
Yeah.
to Fangio.
Well, those guys have like a knowledge database. So I don't know. I can relate because I coach basketball. If you see, I don't know, I play a team, they've never done a 1-2-1-1 press. They've never done it before. We're not prepared, but you go back through the knowledge database. You're like, okay, here are the weak spots. Timeout.
Right.
This is what they're doing.
Right.
And that's what
And then
Vic
you
does.
go
Like
opposite,
they get off the
right?
field.
Like-
Vic's like, this is what they're doing. We have this. We don't expect this, but here's how we counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what
you're on a 1-3-1 press. You're going after him with a 2-1-2.
right.
Like, you know.
So
just-
Vic's database is on flat. It's like.
Yeah.
It's a huge, massive AI data. He's better than Grok.
Yeah.
So he's got answers for stuff.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, and that's why I think they win. I think they're in the championship game. I after that,
You know,
I don't know what happens, right? Like,
I lean with you because there's no reseeding. There's no way they're meeting the Rams until the championship game, right?
it's either Rams
Yeah.
or Seattle. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's be one of those two. And
If they got Seattle, they're going back to the bowl. I believe that.
I mean, I do. I believe that because I do believe that Jalen Carter and the Eagles front could make Darnold into a puddle.
yeah.
But the only thing that would give me a little pause is out there. It's a tough place to play, and their defense is really good. I mean, it's a 9-6 game.
That's 9-6. Yes.
Right.
It's a disaster for ratings.
Right. It's a 9-6
Right.
game. So that'd be the only thing.
Yeah.
And but when I look at Green Bay or Chicago, first of all, I know Chicago came in and beat them. They're not going to run like that next game. Vic's he's going to adjust.
Yeah, they're going to. That's like a revenge game for the defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So and we already talked about the Packers. Like, I'm not. Who's afraid of the Packers?
Yeah, that's your boy. It's one of your boys, Jordan Love. I'm not afraid of him.
Well, it's my boys. I don't like how
You got your boys.
because I go. He doesn't stink. Like, it's the same thing with Herbert. I go. He doesn't stink.
Yeah, your boys. Yeah,
Right?
he's rested. Herbert's rested.
He doesn't stink. He doesn't stink. Right?
He doesn't stink. Come on. You're like, yeah, come on.
He's a
These are
good
your-
quarterback.
All right, I don't want to sidetrack into that.
You sidetrack me.
I don't want. It's too easy.
Just because
You can't resist.
Yeah.
It's like bait.
That's for
It
you.
is
That's
like
for
bait.
you, chat. That one's
The
for
rage
you.
bait.
By the way, did you see? I'm going to pull up these ratings, the NFL ratings. Oh my God, the NFL ratings this year,
Oh, I did
the
see
second highest ever. It's unbelievable. It's the second. You have it. I sent it to you last night, Andrew. Did you see that? They're the second highest ratings in the history of the NFL.
it's up 10%.
It's
18.7 million
unbelievable.
per game. Per game.
Per game.
That's not like Monday Night Football. That's like per game.
Up 10%, yeah.
Is that not wild?
The second highest average since 1988.
What happened in 1988 that was?
There was far less competition too in 1988.
There was
the competition
nothing.
right now
There
is
was
nuts.
Was there? We had Prism. That was it. And there was like Prism and HBO.
You're lucky. You're lucky if you had Prism. I did not have.
Who
Prism.
won the,
I did not have HBO. I had Prism, not HBO.
Prism, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying what was
Yeah.
around. Right?
Super Bowl champs, 1988.
What's that?
Who are the Super Bowl champs, 1988?
Was it the Niners?
Niners 88 or 89.
Giants?
Nope.
No.
Washington.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow. San Fran was in there at some point. The catch, wasn't that right around there?
Yeah, the catch might be a little earlier.
The Broncos versus the Redskins.
Oh, that was the worst. I'll never forget
42-10.
That was who was the running back?
Doug Williams?
No. Well,
For who?
He was the quarterback.
Giants?
Yeah, no, for Washington. He ran like the Denver was up 10-0 after the first quarter. I was rooting Denver because Elway. I liked Elway.
I didn't mind. I didn't
want Washington.
No ill will towards Denver.
Yeah. And I think Timmy Smith was the running back who went bananas.
No idea, dude.
42-10.
Yeah. It was, and look it up. It was 10-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
Dude, if people were like Thursday Night Football, Amazon, Thursday Night Football is up 16% on Amazon.
Look at that.
The most watched NFL package on Thursday night since the league started.
It owned Christmas Day. You see Charles? Charles was like, let the NBA have Christmas. The NFL, like,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, the
about
bro
that
talked
yesterday.
about it when he filled in for you the one day. We were talking about
We
that.
talked about the ratings where
Yeah,
they
Charles.
smashed them.
Yeah.
Like the whole when you look at these ratings,
Yeah.
we are as football crazed as ever. It's the greatest thing in the world.
CBS averaged 21.25 million for a regular
But
season.
these are unbelievable numbers. Like these numbers are wild. All right, let's take a what's that?
Thanksgiving, the Chiefs and Cowboys, 57 million at average. What is that? Like 25, 30% of the country? That's crazy.
Is that nuts?
Yes.
I mean, listen, that's what we do. We love football, man. All right, lots to get to. Pat will join us from the editor's desk. Looking forward to that. Kevin Negandhi, our hometown hero. We'll dive into that. Maybe talk a little Sixers later on. So we got
Ooh.
plenty to
Big statement game last night.
yeah, plenty to go. All right, lots to get to. We love our Thursdays with Pat. I know he's fired up, playoff edition. All right, let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Can you check it out, VG?
Yeah.
Where are we? Where do we stand now for Sunday? Eagles. I know there's money on San Fran, but the line keeps going in the Eagles' direction.
Yeah, I think I just looked an hour ago. We're still at 4.5. Let me make sure.
4.5. That's a good number, man. That thing started. Brain said he got the Eagles laying 2.5.
2.5.
It is now 4.5.
4.5. Money is.
What's the total, too?
Still 77% on the Niners.
77% on San Francisco.
Total's 44.5.
That's insane.
It's a lot. Anytime it's over that 75%, you got to go opposite.
Yeah, I
So
love the
it's
way
birds.
this thing is
might go-
rolling. How about tonight, Miami and Ole Miss? I like the Reds tonight.
Ole
Whole world
plus 3.5.
Whole world is on the Miami. All right. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, our friends over at True Mark Financial got something really cool going on, and it's all about savings because we know it's hard with those big banks to get any good return on your savings. So if you've been looking to take advantage of a great way to boost your savings, here's one you don't want to miss. True Mark Financial is offering a limited time, 5-month certificate at 4.25% APY. And with just a minimum deposit of $500, it's an easy way to get started. Whether you're saving for a special goal, building an emergency fund, or looking for a smart way to just make your money work a little harder for you, this is a perfect chance. This certificate is a great option, and you get it at truemark.com, and you can do it easy. If you don't want to go online and do it, you can visit one of their 24 branches throughout the Delaware Valley. So the annual percentage yield is accurate as of 12/15/25, subject to change. The certificate requires a minimum deposit of $500. They are federally insured by the NCUA. So visit truemark.com for all the details. That is truemark.com.
TrueMark. Shout out to Kelly Body, our good friend. She cannot wait for the Birds game Sunday. Kelly, the CEO of TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Time now to go to our man from the editor's desk on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line, the great Pat McClune.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McClune.
Big Pat.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen.
Happy playoff.
4 days of football are upon us.
5 days of football, baby. It doesn't
Yes.
get any better.
I've really come around to your way of thinking, Anthony. I'm starting to kind of be wistful that this is going to go away at some point.
I mean, think about it, Pat. Like in those dark March before the tournament, those even like April, May, like you got baseball, you got some playoffs, but man, football.
Yeah.
You will miss football. Those games are the greatest, man. Sunday night, come on.
Yep. You know, it's interesting. One of my favorite weekends of the year is me and the Havertown guys get together for NCAA weekend. We get down to Seattle. All we do is drink beer and watch hoops at Jeff Sherry's house. And you've met Jeff. But another good guy that I grew up with, one of my incarnation friends, Joe Gallagher, I was out with him the other night. He says he and his boys up in the Lafayette Hill area now, they do the same thing, but they do it for Wild Card Weekend.
So I was about to say this to you. The 5 days of football greater than the first 4 days of the tournament.
Wow.
No.
Yes.
In 2025, I think it might be football.
Yes.
I mean, just because the colleges, it's a different world, but that's blasphemous in some ways. But, you know, even last week, the way it was set up, the 2 Saturday night games were so meaningful. It ended on Sunday night with that Steelers game. They had some meaningful 4 o'clock games, including the Eagles. And then interspersed in all this is the college football playoff, which is another factor that's kind of lifting the football up right there or maybe past the tournament.
Yes.
Stop.
In 2026,
Y'all are nuts.
the 5 days of football. Cinco de football.
Nah, just because the amount of consumption you do on these days doesn't even compare.
Well, it should be. It's
Yeah,
my point.
You get 4 days of 12 hours, noon to midnight. Noon to midnight. That's
So I got 5 days.
96
How
hours.
many-
That's 96 hours of sports.
It's not to midnight. It's till like 11.
11:30.
Yeah, all right, midnight.
Come
Say
on.
midnight. All
Yeah,
right.
there's 10 o'clock games going on.
12:20 to midnight. So I'll give you 11 hours.
All right. 11 and a half hours a day.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got, is it Saturday and Sunday? You got less games.
Yeah, Saturday there's only 2 games, right? Yeah.
No.
there's only two.
I'm talking about in the tournament. Saturday and
Oh.
Sunday, the games go down.
It still goes 12 to 12.
Oh, yeah.
They're staggered. Yeah.
Still 12 to 12.
So,
Yeah.
how do we? How
It's not even close, you guys.
No, I mean, think about it.
I know LaSalle and Temple math isn't great, but come on. I mean, it's not even close to the hours you're consuming. Come on.
No, but it's better quality hours. It's quality hours. Like
man.
I can't wait to watch Ole Miss and Trinidad tonight take down the Canes.
Oh, man, I am rooting for that in the worst way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one reason I want Ole Miss is that I can't stand watching that Michael Irvin. They pan to him every 2
Oh, dude, I
seconds.
love him. Come on, Pat. He's having
That
so
guy
much
doesn't
fun.
have one
He is.
third of a brain cell in him.
How old is he? He's still got like a 6-pack. He took his shirt off when he removed his belt. Man, he's still ripped. He's got to be 60 years old.
So what?
That's got to be chemically enhanced in some way. That guy,
Oh, man. Haters gonna hate.
Have a brain cell.
Who cares about Michael Irvin?
Dude, he's
Well,
so
you-
much fun. I like Michael Irvin.
I hate the Canes. Out. Convicts.
I'm in on the
I
Canes.
hate them. You would like the Canes.
Come on,
I'm
dude.
out on Miami.
Restore their glory
Trinidad,
days.
what a story.
He's a great player. Great player.
Yes. So
Anyway.
here's what we got, Anthony. We have Eagles, NFL playoffs, NFL in general, college football, and your 76ers.
Let's go a little. Clap your hands, everybody.
Yeah, and here we go. And, listen, I'm enjoying watching this team. The 2 things I'm going to talk about might make it seem that way. But credit due for the way these guys are playing. Paul George gives a real honest effort and all. I'm really happy that Kelly Oubre's back. But there's so many things about the headline is things that can't be explained. There's so many things about this league that I can't explain. And one of them has to do with Kelly Oubre. So this guy's out. And the writers are doing the right thing and asking, when's Oubre coming back? When's Oubre coming back? And hand to God, the answer on that a couple weeks ago was Kelly's been cleared to play 3-on-3. And then about a week later, well, Kelly's been cleared to play 4-on-4. I'm not lying to you. Where are we at with Kelly? Well, good news. Kelly's been cleared to play 5-on-5.
Half court.
You're better off. You're off just saying Kelly will be back soon. What the hell is that? Do they actually have a 4-on-4 game with 7 guys have to waste their time so that Kelly Oubre can get up and down the sideline? It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Say, oh, okay, great. Oh, good. He's cleared for 3-on-3. That's great. You know, that drives me crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Can I say something that is wildly unpopular when it comes to Sixers fans? I do not like Kelly Oubre.
Oh, well, we didn't know this.
I think he sucks the ball out of the life. Sucks the life out of you, and because he dominates the ball.
I like Oubre. I particularly like Oubre in what is possible here. I like Oubre coming off the bench and giving you a boost, and on a night you don't have it, he can give you 15 points. But the other thing is, I was on the turnpike for a long drive the other day, and what do you do on a long drive? You set up the phone and you throw on the Anthony Gargano show. And so I had the show on, and it was the night after the Nuggets game. And I've become in this year plus pretty good friends with Mr. Caputo. I think the world of VG. But
Same.
lately,
I love him too.
Thanks. And him trying to defend them losing that game to the Nuggets was unbelievable. 2 things on that point. I get that they're coming off a trip, and you made that point. And Anthony conceded that to you, but said that just means that you got to like huff and puff and put him out. What wasn't brought up that point was what the Nuggets themselves were doing. The Nuggets were playing their 6th of 7 road games that night.
Yeah, they're staying in nice posh hotels.
I went back to look.
Down goes violations, Greg.
They're in the routine. They're in the routine. You come home, you get a big meal. You know, you meet your significant other. Something weakens legs. The whole thing going on.
The Nuggets finished a 7-game road trip last night in Boston, I think. And I wanted to put it in some perspective. And I don't think I go back too far here. I go back to the Allen Iverson Sixers. What the Sixers did the other night, Anthony, that was the equivalent of an NBA team with playing the Sixers, and the Sixers were without Iverson, Mutombo, McKee, Snow, George Lynch, and Tyrone Hill. And the Sixers played a game against a pro team with Todd McCullough, Kevin Ollie, Jermaine Jones, Raja Bell, and Rodney Buford, and they beat the other team.
Raja Bell's a nice player.
Raja Bell would have to go for 40 with that 5.
Come on. Even Paul George said it last night post game. He's like, it's a good comeback. The other night we came back off a long road trip. We heard they're not playing We heard they're not playing their starters. It's hard. Shut up. It's a trap game. That's all. You know, trap games, they happen.
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
No. So come on, Pat.
Stop being a
trap game.
Stubborn. It's a horrible take.
He hates trap games and he hates 3-on-3 rehabs.
Horrible take. Horrible take.
3-on-3 rehabs are important, aren't they? No? You get more touches with the ball. There's more spacing, so less injury. I mean, 3-on-3, I think that's part of normal rehab.
If you do well, you can be in the 4-on-4. a week later.
Pat's right.
Come
Pat's
on,
right.
Pat.
I like it.
Pat can say I have a nice tan, and you'd say he's right.
Well, you would never have a nice tan, so that's for sure. All right. You ready? Let's do college football.
Okay. And the headline on this is the Saban Disciple Reunion. It really is remarkable, but all four of these guys have coached under Saban. It's an incredible coaching tree. And I'm going to toss this one out there for you, boys. I would contend that the most compelling figure in all of sports, all four of the pros in 2025, is Curt Cignetti.
Yes. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He's a great story, man. He's a great story. And I love his whole demeanor. His Google me attitude is great.
I was texting friends. I was watching that game just to see Cignetti's face, just watching him on the sidelines. And you know what? He gives you nothing. He gives you the boilerplate, but then every now and then he gives you something great. So I guess Reese Davis is interviewing him, and he's going on, and he's happy, and this and that. And Reese is asking him the questions, and Cignetti's being a good guy, but giving him just the normal answers. And then he says, could you put in perspective what you've done, that you've come to Indiana, and what you've done in 2 years? And he just leans in to Reese Davis and said, make for a great movie, man, wouldn't it? Yeah. And even his thing with Google me, it was he felt at that point that wasn't really his nature, but he felt like he needed to tell Indiana, wake up, we're going to win.
Yeah. Like we're going to win. I win. I've won. And let's go.
He had
they are
attitude.
so
At
prepared.
James Madison, he had attitude. He'd be on like the Sports Center game day. He had a lot of attitude. He's great.
He is. And it's funny because it took him forever to get to a decent program. And think about it. Indiana is not really a decent program. And suddenly, he made it into one. I mean, Indiana was known for Antoine Randall L. was their only football.
Yes.
What year did he get drafted?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Now, I'll tell you what. 2 great games. 2 good games.
Yeah.
Oh, and before I forget, I got a big asterisk here on my notes to make sure I don't forget. I try not to be too heavy-handed about stuff. Who am I? I'm just a guy having a couple laughs with my friend Anthony and VG. But every now and then I'm going to throw out the dreaded Strapper Award.
Strapper. I love a Strapper Award.
Let me tell you.
That's awesome.
I'm going to tell you who's a Strapper, Anthony and VG. Greg Sankey's a Strapper of the highest order. This is the commissioner of the SEC. Now, let me say this. If I'm in a conference, I want Greg Sankey to be my commissioner because he's very good at it, and he's very good at what he does, and he's a great advocate. But he's a Strapper. They talked to him the other day about the way the thing went down, and he had the temerity to say that what they got wrong is they shouldn't have had 5 SEC teams in the 4-team draw. They should have had 7. That comment is Strapperish. It really is.
That's a great word. That's a Strapper. He's a Strapper. That's a great Philadelphia word. And you're right. Sankey is a Strapper.
Yeah. That comes right out of the smacked ass vocabulary.
Yes.
Smacked ass,
Strapper equals smacked ass.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
He's a Strapper.
Yeah.
Strapper?
You like the old
No, I love the term Strapper. Yeah.
That's a Philadelphia word. He's
Is it?
Strapper. Yeah. Yeah, Strapper. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's a great word. I love it. I'm just trying to, now you got me thinking, who are the Strappers? You know what's funny?
Another day, Anthony. We'll think about who the Strappers are.
I hate to say this.
Oh, I'm looking it up on Urban Dictionary right now. It's derived from South Philly.
Is it really?
Yes.
Look at that. I hate
There you
to
go.
say this, Pat, but we have a strapper on our beloved Eagles.
Do we now?
We do. He's a strapper. Listen, we root for him and we like him. Don't love him, like him.
Is he?
I root for
Is he an
him.
executive?
No,
He's not a CEO.
no.
Oh.
He's CEO
On the
coach.
field.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Sirianni's a strapper.
Yeah.
I mean, like if
I'll
you're
tell you what, it's like I said about Sankey. I want him to be my commissioner because I'm going to get results. I'm good with Sirianni as the coach. I get results. I'm sitting in Helena, Montana, and I grew up in South Philly, and I'm looking from Helena, Montana into South Philly. Sirianni would be a strapper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smugging and what? There you go. Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. That's awesome. I love that. Who do you like, by the way, Oregon or Indiana?
What's cool about it is all four of these teams can win the national championship.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to, and I think we're looking at two really good games. I think, as much as I will be rooting for Ole Miss, I think it's going to be Miami and Indiana. But Oregon can beat Indiana. Of the four teams, the one team that could roll is Indiana.
Yeah.
They could just roll all the way through, but they could get knocked off.
That was a good game, the first game between the two. I like Lanning, too. I think he's a good coach.
Yeah. He did. He pulled a strapper-like move at the end. He did one of those things in the playoff game where they were up like 31-7 and he ran for the touchdown. I didn't get that. There was I see sometimes when guys do that because down the road there could be a point equivalent, but at this point in that kind of thing, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, I thought that was a strapper move.
Yes.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Let's go NFL.
Okay. And the headline on the NFL is "Let the Second Acts Begin." And it's this coaching carousel. And that's the big prize out there. And there's head jobs to be had at the Ravens, Falcons, Giants, Titans, Raiders, Browns, and Cardinals. Some bad jobs out there, Anthony. Some pretty good ones, too. And I'm going to go to start a little bit off the board about the head coaches. What the heck's going on in Washington, Anthony?
Isn't that wild? Kingsbury out. I'm a Kingsbury fan. I was surprised.
How happy would you be if next year Kingsbury's the OC here?
I got news for you in a second.
Yeah, I'm down
If
with
I were
that.
Kingsbury, I'd go to college because I can name my job. But
Right.
I'm with you. I mean, I'm a Kingsbury fan.
You're Dan Quinn sitting there, and now apparently Kingsbury, they had a disagreement, and off he went, and Joe Witt got it on merit. But you're Dan Quinn sitting there after that bad year, and both of the coordinators are out. Boy, I'm not feeling good about that. And I'll go a little further than this, Anthony. The league's crazy about how it changes. This time last year, we were a week or so away from the Eagles having to beat the Commanders in the NFC Championship. Right now, I would tell you, in my view, I think the bleakest outlook of the four teams in that division is Washington.
Yes. It's
Because
wild.
we all like Daniels. That hasn't changed. I will say this. I think that he's going to continue to get beat up, and I think that's going to be tough on the guy. But I don't like it at all. They don't have any line play. They don't have any stars. They don't have a defense. They don't have any draft picks. They're too old. I think the Giants and Cowboys have it all over the Commanders right now.
I do too. It's so funny you said that. I was thinking about that the other day. And then there was a lot of reporting saying the front office and Dan Quinn are at odds.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of good news out of there.
Yeah, I love seeing that thing because it was disgusting last year having to watch that Washington get all the glory and oh, there's Josh Harris and oh my God, it was like ew.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
but let me ask you a question off the coaching
Giants.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're the Giants, you just got a gift. John Harbaugh is available. I don't.
Yeah,
if I were them, he would be on a. I get him on the XL on the Amtrak, and let's go.
I would have the press conference tomorrow. I would button it up today. I'd have the press conference tomorrow. I'd also say that for some reason Harbaugh, who has his designs elsewhere, I would turn in a second. If they've got to come out of this, the Giants, with either Harbaugh or Stefanski, they have to.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And, we talked about him in the last segment. Is there enough money in the world to get Curt Cignetti to come to the NFL? And would that act play?
Nah. I think he's perfect for college. Remember, too, he's older. He's a little older. He should stay in college. Like he's got a formula. I think he knows how to navigate the new world of college football.
He's making like $11 million.
Yeah,
why would you leave?
Yeah.
He could have had any job he wanted.
And now he's got Mark Cuban's recommitted for this year and next year to be the booster.
Yeah,
he's building a squad, that Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
And just finishing off the season, there's just two things that just crack me up. Is the Jets went ahead and finished a year with no interceptions. Doesn't a ball hit somebody in the helmet and pop up in the air and somebody grab it? How can that happen?
That's insane.
And your head coach is a former cornerback. Aaron Glenn. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't get one interception.
Absolutely. Right behind it is this crazy stat that I forgot about. In week 2, a quarterback threw for 450 yards, and his name is Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Russell Wilson lit up the Cowboys for 450 yards.
Wow.
I couldn't believe when I stumbled on that one.
Oh, my God. That's insane. That is insane. Hey, Pat, do me a favor. Sit tight. We just got to take do a quick business, and then we'll get back to the final 2 headlines, which will be the NFL playoffs and, of course, the Birds. But first, let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, because that's right. The 5 days of football upon us, greater than the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
All right?
Sure.
You got game tonight. You got tomorrow. You got 2 on Saturday. You got 3 on Sunday. And then on Monday night, you end it with Steelers and Texans. Give me the 5 days of football, even over the vaulted NCAA tournament.
I gotta say, I might have to bet Oregon. The Lions have dropped from 4 to -3.
You like Oregon?
Public's all over Indiana.
All right. There it is. Hey, there's always another way to win on the app. All right, check out all the casino games, the incredible slots. You name it, they got it on the app, man. So much fun. During the 5 days of football, make sure it's open and you got it. Just remember, you got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Yeah, betparks.com has all the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Right? We got a weekend of NFL playoffs. Oh, my. Make sure you got your Xfinity set up in order. Call today. If you're not in order, you got to get to Xfinity today. The setup is next level. You got to check it out. It's unbelievable. It's the only thing I have that I love is my Xfinity setup. I got next level watching. I got Series 4K, enhanced sound. I mean, you name it. It's such a great place. And because I watch all this stuff and I love all this stuff, there's nothing better than Xfinity. You got it all. There's no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. All right, let's do it. Back to the headlines of the week, and we go to the NFL playoffs.
NFL playoffs. And it is, as we're rejoicing, it's Happy Wild Card Weekend is your headline. And a couple things here is, as we talked about with the Commanders, things change. And when we were talking about the Eagles game-by-game schedule and different things, two guys that are much better than they were before the season is Trevor Lawrence has arrived, and Brock Purdy's better than I thought.
So
Trevor Lawrence has been fabulous.
He's been incredible.
We were wondering when was it going to happen.
So I got a question for you, and this could be sacrilegious, but did Doug hold him back?
Yes.
Wow. You
Right?
wonder. You wonder. It's a great question. It's a great question. Yeah.
I mean, I love Doug, and we love him and all, but
It all can't be Jacoby Myers.
I mean, all of a sudden he leaves, and the kid blossoms.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not like he's got all this stuff. He had Travis Hunter, but he only had him for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And you know, who the hell are their big names other than that?
And Brian Thomas hasn't had a good year.
Yeah. But he's been, they won 8 or 9 in a row.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. And he's playing
they're in a new
ridiculous.
They're in a new world this weekend. I'm not sure they're going to beat Buffalo. But, in fact, guys, 4 of the 6 road teams are favored this weekend.
So Rams.
Yes. 10.5 on the road.
Yeah, that's one where you go, I can't even fathom. Like, I can't fathom Carolina, right? Like, you look at it, you go, like,
no business being in this playoff. None.
No.
Todd Bowles ought to be ashamed of himself. Yes.
Yeah. Who else you got? You got Buffalo, Jacksonville.
That's
you got
2.
Houston.
That's 3.
By the way, Houston will roll Pittsburgh.
I think so, too.
It's a bad matchup for the Steelers.
Yes. I agree. And your 4th is the Packers.
So they're favored?
Yeah, 1.5.
On the
Point
Parks
and a half in Chicago. And by the way, and maybe it got cleared up at some point, but I was watching pretty much all of the beginning at 9. If I have it right, and I'm terrible at this, I think they reseed. So when the Eagles beat the 49ers, if the Packers win on Saturday, you're looking at Rams at Eagles the next weekend.
Do they reseed? I thought the bracket was the bracket, no?
I think they reseed.
Huh.
I don't think they do, Pat.
Okay, I could be wrong, but I think they reseed.
I'm not sure.
I think you'd wind up with Seahawks, Packers, Rams at Eagles. But if I misspoke, then we're way out and whatever. But
I forget. I'll be honest with you. Hold on. Does the NFL?
Yeah.
So yes, it does.
It reseeds after the wild card round.
Yeah. Wow. Why did I keep? I was under this assumption that they're gonna. They won't have to. They only have to face
I
one
thought they'd
of
have
the
the
Rams
Bears
or Seattle.
Right.
well, they only have to face the Rams or Seattle if the Bears beat the Pack. Then the Eagles go to Chicago. I'm fine with that, by the way. I'll take that tomorrow. Going into Chicago next week.
So Chicago beats Green Bay, and you know what's funny? Shame on me because I've been thinking that the Bears are going to roll Green Bay, but I can't. I don't understand how Green Bay's favored.
I don't either. I mean,
honestly,
what else do the Bears have to prove?
I don't know. I mean, and I look at if the Packers had Micah, I go, all right.
Yeah.
And look,
Yeah.
I know Green Bay beat them the first game, and then they beat them, and then it took a miracle for the Bears to win that Saturday night in Green Bay.
Right.
But I'm sorry. I still don't see how they could be favored in Chicago.
Yeah, Johnson's just got them going the right way. He's got them going the right way.
Yeah, I don't want to see, to your point, Pat, I don't want to see I don't want the Rams second week. Oh.
Yeah, I'd almost be happier going into Chicago. I don't want it the Rams, but the Rams here that's better than the alternative. But look, you're in it now, and it's going to be a gauntlet. The Eagles might have to go. They might have to run the NFC West. They might have to go take out the entire division. They might have to take out the 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks to get there. That's earning it, Anthony. That is earning it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is going to be interesting for Sirianni, right? Because I want to see him if he's navigating this road, I think there's a degree of he's real. I still believe that. Listen, he's not a passenger on this whole thing. They've won a ridiculous amount of games, but some of it's circumstance, right? Like you have a great roster, you got a great so your GM's great. You have a great DC. So I'm curious though. This if you're able to navigate this, then Sirianni gets a ton of credit.
No doubt. Absolutely. And so, the Birds themselves, though, Anthony, I would say the headline with the Eagles would be different season, different feeling. This time last year, we knew they were going to win every game. This team, I still feel strongly, this team is capable of winning the Super Bowl, but they're also capable of losing on Sunday. I don't think they will, but and I could tell you the scenario and how that happens. About the only thing that Vic can't control on defense is they get a monster pass rush, but they don't get the guy. They get in that pocket, they get hands on him. Jahad Campbell walks right up to the guy. And Purdy, he's not Lamar Jackson, but he's nimble. And I could see him squirting away and getting a big first down. I could see him squirting away and the Eagles having to, adjust and maybe Pearsall gets open, whatever. I can see it. I don't think it happens though. And I do think, I think the quarterback will be pretty good. And hey, look, the 49ers, they only have had 6 interceptions themselves and they have the fewest sacks.
They got no pass rush.
Defense is terrible.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have much pressure on them. That's going to be a big factor. And this Eagles pass rush getting better every week. Every week.
Pat, I'm honestly, I hate to say it because I really don't want to go there, but it's just among friends. I can't see the Niners winning the game. Can I come up with a path? Yeah. But I really don't. If the Eagles lose, I'm actually going to be shocked, devastated, and then pissed off.
I'll be all of the three, but I just know that this team's capable of blowing this game. This year's Eagles is capable of blowing it. I do not think that's going to happen. 93% of me says it's a win. But it's not last year.
It's definitely not last year. You're right. Last year going into it, I felt like they were a Super Bowl team. You remember we were at Yards.
That was a great day.
Right? We gotta do that. Maybe we'll do it next week. And
that'd be beautiful.
Yeah. We were at Yards hanging out doing the show. I think the same thing. Last year I felt like they were going to get to the Super Bowl. This year, I don't think Super Bowl. But I think they win the game. I know they're going to win something. I feel it.
I feel good about this game. I mean, if they don't win this game, they've got major issues offensively.
If they lose this game and the offense is putrid again, then I got a real issue. Yeah, then I actually got to think about.
You got to overhaul the whole offense.
I got to think about it. I got to think about the head coach. I got to think about everything.
Yeah.
Like if
they lose this game,
this defense
the offense coming up small and the defense playing as well as they have been, Lurie's head's going to explode before he gets to the locker room. He's going to be really, really upset. But that shows to you the difference this year. When I was listening to you guys the other day, you're actually talking about what number the Eagles need to get to, because the defense, they're not going to roll up big numbers on the Eagles. I mean, the very fact that we're even thinking that way says that it's possible. But I don't see the 49ers scoring more than 20, 23 points. I don't even know if they're going to get there.
23 could be a problem.
So I said the number the Eagles need to get to is 23. You get to 23, right. You win.
Right, yeah. But we never looked at those games last year like that. We just looked at it like we're going to beat the hell out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because you thought Saquon would rush for
it. It was a once in our lifetimes feeling.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with where we're going right now. This is about, and it's a good thing. Hey, look, there were 2 of the 4 teams that were in the championship games last year didn't even make the playoffs. Give the Eagles credit where they're at, but it was a frustrating way to get where they were at. And unprecedented that there's 2 games where the quarterback doesn't complete a pass. That's the kind of stuff that scares you.
Yeah.
But if they have a modicum of success, they're going to be hard. They're going to be a real hard out.
So let me throw one thing at you to finally. God forbid that scenario happens. But people have been asking me, so I'll ask you. Would you think about the head coach? And especially now when you have 2 guys out there that are like I love Stefanski. I think Stefanski's a great coach.
Right. Yeah, I don't know that I do it. I would think about it for Harbaugh. Frankly, after the year where they just totally tanked, I would have let go of Sirianni then, and I would have been dead wrong. So I don't think I would do it.
Would you have been wrong?
I think.
I mean, at the bye week last year, they were going to boot him.
Yeah, I would have done it back then. Hey, look, since then he's won the Super Bowl. I had to be wrong.
Right, but I mean, could the other of coaches, like if Vic was the interim coach, would they still have gone to the Super Bowl? My answer is probably yes.
They would have won with a lot of people. Yes, Joe Q. Harrick could have rolled out of the grave and taken that club to the Super Bowl.
My brother, we appreciate you. We love you. All right, let's get this win Sunday. None of that talk, and let's go to Yards next week to celebrate the divisional round.
Very good, boys. And down the road on a weekend that's not this busy, one of the categories will be Name the Strappers.
Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Name that strapper. I love it. That's awesome. Thanks, brother. You're the greatest.
Hey,
Legend, Pat McClune. Now, joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. I got to see where he's at. I'm dying to hear what is headspace. Where is Kevin Negandhi's
He's gonna be feeling good.
I don't know.
He's gonna be feeling good.
I'm dying to find out. Hometown hero, Kevin Negandhi. Here he is.
What's happening, fellas?
Wow, you look great.
Oh, he's proud alum.
Look at
Damn
it.
right.
7 in a row, is it? Is that what we got?
7 in a row.
Let's hear it for the Fighting Fishes.
Man, I saw them early on. They got some players. They got 2 guys who I don't know if they'll stick around, but they got a good little squad.
Just hey, I'm living in the moment. Just
Yeah.
keep winning. That's it. Especially in college sports right now. Just keep winning right now and live in the moment. Coach Fish has done a great job. Turnover on the entire roster, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I love Coach Fish. I do. I love him.
How is their longest winning streak in how long?
11 years, brother.
Well, that dude, 11 years.
I know. Believe me, we've lived it. Let me pose this question to you. What's greater? The first weekend of the NCAA tournament or the 5 days of football?
Right now, it's the 5 days of football.
Yes!
Man.
You guys are nuts.
Seriously.
You guys
The
are
5
nuts.
days of oh, no. 5 days of football.
You're giving me 3.5 hours of football today. You're putting that up against 12 hours of NCAA hoops.
Because you can focus on one thing, then you go to the next day, then you go to the next day. Then, I mean, shoot. Have you thought about Saturday and Sunday? We got triple headers.
Triple header. Yeah, but we got like 6 games on Saturdays and Sundays. Come on. What am I supposed to do after this show from 12 to 8 o'clock? What am I supposed to do?
Read up upon on the team that you should have picked for the playoff in the Miami Hurricanes.
They were a close second.
I'm aware. I'm fully aware.
Front runner that you are.
Well, listen to you guys. You guys would have had me picking. You guys in the brain would have had me on LSU and Clemson. Get out of here with that.
You know what? That's actually a great point. I probably would have had you on Clemson, but I also told you Georgia was a great pick. I had Georgia winning it all. So I actually put that on the play calling on Kirby in the last minute and a half. You have Gunnar Stockton. You have a minute to go. Don't give that ball back to Trinidad Chambliss with 50-some seconds left. No. Call your number, Gunnar Stockton. You're going into the end zone at least 3 times. Tick, 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 and then score. So, I don't know.
Yep. That's why he's on ESPN.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Let's table the college football because we will definitely get to that. But I need to know your headspace because a dear friend of mine hit me up on Monday. I was like, dude, I need to talk to you. Can I come on the show on Tuesday? And I'm like, you can come on the show anytime you want, but I need you for Thursday because I slot the guests. And he's like, all right, brother. So what is your headspace? Where is it, my brother?
And maybe you made the right decision to give me 48 hours after I sent you, or maybe it was like 60 hours. I was hot on Monday. I was so hot on how the whole thing played out on Monday. I mean, I should say Sunday, and then just sitting on it, stewing, and just getting more and more angry.
Yeah.
And there's multiple layers to this, too. All right, multiple layers. All right, okay. If you rest them, all right, then there are 2 ways to go about it. The approach with the backup quarterback, okay? A kid, Tanner McKee, that they like a lot, there has to be a certain awareness that if this is the guy you're going to go with the whole game, you've got to help him. You've got to find a way to help him. And if you look at the history of backup quarterbacks, how do you help the backup quarterback? You run the football. You don't have the backup quarterback throw the ball 40-plus times with a backup line and backup wide receivers.
Especially when Tank was running the way he was running.
Exactly. Final 17 minutes, he doesn't get a touch. That's what got me. All right. Or you start your guys in the first half and you get a secure lead against a 39-year-old quarterback, or you blend it in. If you need to rest some of these guys, rest some of these guys. But I'm sorry. Reed Blankenship, he could have played. Adoree Jackson, he could have played because we saw Jomo play. We saw Jordan Davis play. So it's like, which one is it? And the play calling.
You saw Devontae play?
Yes. The play calling on 3rd and short. I just can't understand it. That's the thing that drives me bananas.
3rd down. They're throwing into the end zone to Darius Cooper. What?
And we're third and short. Let's have a go ball. What? What are you doing? That's what got me, and that's what sent me over the edge because that game was winnable. I don't want to hear the idea. I think it's foolish for anybody to be like, "Well, let's put the starters in the second half." That's no. And no one's saying that. It's give them the first half or give them 2 or 3 possessions or if you're going to decide that Tanner McKee is going to play the whole game, you cannot have him throw the ball 40 times in a game that you could win in the second half where Tank Bigsby is running and averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, and you're in third and short multiple times. You just cannot do that. And to me, there was a certain stubbornness and arrogance and insecurity that our offense can run this way with this quarterback. Watch. We're going to prove it to the world. And I thought that put Tanner in a bad spot. There's a certain stubbornness and arrogance, and again, insecurity that they mask as we're smarter than everybody, that got exposed, fully exposed, that on in a game that is meaningful because the 2 seed is worth something. Because
Right.
guess what? Guess what? Seattle is going to be in serious trouble against the Rams. And okay, let's play a scenario out. Let's play a couple scenarios because I got calm over the last 2 days, and Ant, you're stirring me up. Let's play a scenario out. Okay, we could see the Rams beat Seattle next weekend, right? If things play out, right? We could also see potentially us going to Chicago and winning that game. But why put yourself in that situation? Why put yourself in the idea that you will have to go to Chicago, a place that is ridiculously, that environment's going to be popping. It's going to feel something. That head coach knows what the hell he's doing. I just don't understand the whole play out of this, especially how good this team is at home under Sirianni.
Yeah, I listen. I agree with you. I wanted to play them.
Let me get you more fired up, Kev. In the wild card round, home field advantage is worth nothing. It's a 50-50 toss-up. In the division round, home field advantage, home team wins 75% of the time. Why would you risk it?
Why would you risk it? Like, no, okay, so look, okay. But let's go back, and I want to make sure we all understand. I think all of us are on the same page. All right, well, we obviously have to move forward to this, but it's as simple as this. You want to rest your starters? Fine. The approach has to be so much better to help that backup quarterback. The idea that he threw for over 40 times with backups and your play calling on 3rd and 3 is a go ball, get the hell out of here.
No, it was awful. It was awful. And to your point, and I didn't even realize about because I'm thinking Chicago was going to win. But if Green Bay is favored and Green Bay wins, then you got to play the Rams. I don't want to play the Rams.
I don't want to play the Rams either. You're 100% right. I want to avoid the Rams. I want to avoid the Rams as much as possible. And the idea that you have them on that side of the bracket is great. Because I think the Eagles can beat every single team in the NFC but the Rams. And it's not because of personnel. It comes down to bottom line coaching.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, now the 49ers matchup, Shanahan versus Fangio, it's a push, maybe Shanahan's slight edge, but give me Vic every single day of the week with the personnel that the Eagles have, right? Now, Saleh versus Sirianni Patullo. I'm going to go Saleh all the time. Now, the difference maker is the 49ers are not 100%. We know that. They've been beat up. Now, the difference in this is the stubborn arrogance, specifically from play calling instead of understanding feel of the game. And what we need to see from this Eagles team is dynamic Jalen Hurts. And if we see dynamic Jalen Hurts, that is running more, running around more, extending plays, and one final thing that no one talks about, or maybe you guys have, I'm sorry. Cam Jurgens better step the hell up because the middle of that line has destroyed Saquon Barkley's season. Yep. It has.
Oh, Steen, nah. No, that's why you got to throw it. I got news for you. I said it to VG. I've been saying it all day. That they have no pass rush, San Francisco. This has to be a Jalen game. Jalen with his arm, Jalen with his feet. Make it a Jalen. Be Mr. MVP. Let's go. I put the ball in his hands.
100%. And if you have Jalen moving around, Saquon's going to bust one for 40 plus.
Right. That's that's the whole throw to open it up, and the second half you run it. Third, fourth quarter.
But Ant, I say all that. I'll be furious if the first 3 plays of this freaking offense is pass, pass, pass. I'll be furious. I'll be absolutely livid because it could be, hey, we're going to be in a position where we're going to look to pass and then Jalen's going to run. I will be furious if it's 3 and out because there's certain ways you could wear down, like you just said, that front 4 in the beginning of the game and you have a fresh line. Hey, guess what? You got the rest. Then you better mow them down early in this game. You better.
So there's a difference between 3 and out with an incomplete deep ball and 2 bad hitch routes, right?
Well, yes.
But like if it's 3 where you're throwing the Goddard, if it's pass, but you're going to Goddard because the Niners leak yardage to the tight end, right? So you go to Goddard. You have like a Devontae in cut or an AJ in cut. I mean, and then Jalen runs it, whatever. I'm good with that. Because I do think that's the way to win. I just don't trust this line to get any. I don't care what the linebackers look like. They can't beat their man up front.
You're 100% right. And the minute Saquon gets the ball, he's. I mean. Yards before contact, my God, that guy just gets hit all the time. The 3 guys in the middle have crushed this offense, and the play caller who has no feel has crushed this offense.
Yeah.
So Jalen has to be dynamic, without question.
Yep.
There's so many problems with the hitch and how many hitches that we see. And the go ball and the lack of creativity and the predictability that drives me bananas. But the most basic fundamental thing, hey, Cam Jurgens, hold your block for longer than a second. Steen, don't get called for a penalty. And Landon, can you move a little bit? You got the week off. I understand you haven't been right all season, especially what he had to experience in August. Can you move a little bit? They've got to give more than 1 second of breathing room.
Yeah, I keep looking at this matchup and I feel great about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not stressed. I mean, listen, if something happens and we see a repeat of the second half against Buffalo, well then, all holy hell has to be paid, right? Everything, everything's on the table, including the head coach. If I saw that, then everything. I don't expect that. I expect Jalen to play big. I expect Jalen to run the ball. I think that it's perfect for him, right? That defense, this matchup, I'm expecting a win, and not some.
I agree.
I
agree, but Ant, I got to tell you, I played a scenario out as this thing was, slowly dripping in the freaking fourth quarter and watching that damn game on Sunday. I was like, man, if it's 10-0 after 1 quarter next week and the 49ers are on top, that crowd is going to be, especially a 4:30 kick, that crowd is going to be relentless on Nick Sirianni. And you know what? So here's the other thing, guys. I get this question asked to me often. Hey, what are they saying to you in Bristol? They all think I'm crazy. My whole pod, my SportsCenter pod, I've got a Falcons fan, I've got a Chargers fan, I've got a helpless Jaguars fan, I got a Giants fan. They all think I'm nuts. I got a Jets fan. They're like, just can't you enjoy it? I'm like, no, the window is this big for a Super Bowl. We have the greatest GM right now in this era who has stacked this roster. who has stacked this roster. And we're winning despite some of the decisions that we're seeing from the head coach. And they're just like, but all he does is win. I'm like, can you imagine if I come back to another question I've asked multiple times, and I think you and I have talked about this repeating. What does Nick do well? What does he do well? I've actually asked former football players this all the time because Orlovsky thinks I'm a nutbag. He laughs at me all the time because he's like, you're just
but he can't answer the question.
I asked him that question. There was no definitive answer.
None.
I've asked multiple guys who laugh at me, and I'm like, where do we feel like we have an advantage when it comes to the sidelines and preparation?
Right, like you got Shanahan. Here's what Nick has for him going. What's going for him? He's got the best GM, and he's got a great defensive coordinator. Right?
Without question.
The GM had brought in this incredible defense, drafted it ridiculous over the last 3 years to put together one of the greatest defense, a top 3-4 defense in the league. And on offense, last year, they had a great O-line and Saquon and Jalen and Devontae AJ, right? So with that O-line, come on. You're going to tell me that.
And they had an experienced play caller.
Yes.
They had a play caller who had feel, understanding, and wasn't beholden to, well, I've got to look here instead of, hey, what's the feel of what the situation is? Down, yardage, what is that? So I think one thing, when stuff falls apart, and VG, when stuff falls apart, what can you lean on? Your system, right? Your schematic and your scheme and your system. Can you rely on this Nick Sirianni system? Especially when it's Sirianni's play calling? Can you rely on that?
Let me ask you this, Kevin. So a great friend of the show, one of the top writers in town, Mike Sealski, labeled this game as a battle of the savants. It's Kyle Shanahan, and who do you think the savant is on the Eagle side?
Vic Fangio.
Wrong. It's Nick. And he's a savant of the emotional intelligence, the vibes, the locker room, all that stuff. And you say to that what?
Sometimes when Mike says stuff, I think he's just pulling the leg of the entire city just to see their reaction. Mike's very clever.
He's not wrong. The guy just wins.
Okay,
Mike
but again,
he's been to 2 Super Bowls.
But to Kevin's point, what role does he tangibly play?
His speeches must be good. He keeps everyone relaxed and gelled.
Dude, this isn't Rudy. Speeches.
It's working for him.
Come on. It took him, 6 weeks, and he almost lost his job to figure out that they were a downhill run team last year.
And the team had to tell them. The offensive line had to say, enough.
Right.
Enough with the scheme. We need to run the football. That is our biggest strength.
Right. Lane had to say it.
Yeah, Randy in the chat. He's the talent manager. He's the talent ego manager. That's what he does well. The players love playing for him.
Dude, how many players have you talked to that go, oh my God, listen, I've known 1,000 players.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most overrated thing in the world. It really is. Like,
he's been to the Super Bowl twice in 3 years and won one of them. It's working.
As I said, a phenomenal generational GM. And when they actually went to the Super Bowl, right, they had a fantastic defense and a seasoned play caller. Like, all that stuff plays a role. All of that stuff plays a role. Let's just do this. Let's break this down real quick, okay? In easier terms, right? Steichen, Gannon, both got head coaching jobs, right? Right? Kellen Moore, head coaching job. Fangio could get a head coaching job. Fangio's done. He doesn't want to be a head coach. He likes where he's at. He wanted to be in Philadelphia as a DC, right? Did we see? Are we going to get anybody knocking on Kevin Patullo's door?
No.
I mean,
Which is a testament to Nick. If they can get to the Super Bowl with this offensive coordinator and this, he's got no offense. So Nick's keeping everyone together.
It's a testament to Howie. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
a
still got to
testament-
keep the locker room together.
Stop it. Keep it the locker room is you win.
But the locker room almost fell apart 2 years ago. Like literally.
That's the
almost
key word, Kevin. Almost. But if not for Nick, it probably would have.
Are you, VG? Now you're just.
I'm seal skiing you.
Yeah, you're playing an interesting WIP role here, and I'm not taking it. I'm not taking the fight.
No, I know. He's yanking chain. He's a chain. First of all,
Chain stealer. I don't yank them. I just steal them.
Yeah, you are. You are. You rob chains. You yank chains. It's ridiculous. And it's true. Like Kevin Stefanski couldn't win with this team.
Because you see, coaching matters. Well, like, look what Vic has done. Vic has done an incredible. It matters. And guess what? You know what? No matter what, when stuff breaks down, Vic coaches players, right? Because, think about the growth and the jump we've seen through Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, and the two corners. I mean, Quinyon and Cooper. Look at the jump that they've made, right? Coaching matters. But the one thing, when stuff hits the fan, you have to rely on your scheme, right? When everything's all over the place, I can lean back on the foundation that this is built. And it's really hard to lean back on a foundation when you look at this offense. It really, really is when you're running over 23% hitch routes and some of the
I don't understand it. I just don't get it. We've never seen this. They lead the league in 3 and outs. It's unbelievable. Yes. And then I cringe. Petullo's having his news conference yesterday, and I'm cringing. I'm cringing. I'm going, oh my God. What? And I feel bad for him, right? Like, well, we've done some great things over the last 4 weeks, right? That's what he says. And then he realizes that, well, other than the half against Buffalo where we didn't get a freaking first down, right? Like, yo, dude, that can't be. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get their idea, their plan, any of it.
It's stubborn arrogance because of insecurity.
I don't know if it's stubborn or arrogance. It might be ineptness.
That's true, but I say stubbornness because they won't adjust. They still think, hey, the go route's going to be okay on this 3rd and short. And we've seen that regardless of the quarterback. And then there's a certain arrogance that, hey, we can win this with our backup quarterback throwing 40 times, even though we have a running back that is freaking the best player on the field right now. Best player on the field in Tank Bixby. No matter what it is. That's where I go with an arrogance. No, what we're doing is going to be better, not what we have right there in the backfield. That's where I go with the arrogance, right? Where it's just, and then there's an insecurity that, hey, look, we can do this, believe in us. And there's a certain arrogance in the news conference because they don't want to blink. So they're going to keep saying, hey, we're doing good things. We're doing good things. And then you're like, well, what happened at 17 yards against the Bills? Like, if Josh Allen makes that throw, holy cow. Like, are you kidding me? It's a completely different story heading into this past weekend. Like, that's the thing that gets me, that they forget. I mean, the last time we saw this entire first team out there, it was awful. And I'll come back to this full story here where everybody in Bristol thinks I'm crazy. I'm talking to all these guys, and they all know football, and they're all laughing at me because they see it from treetops, right? The researcher on our show turns around and goes, he pulls up a bunch of stats, and he's like, if you look certain things with the Eagles, they're in the bottom here with the Cardinals. They're in the bottom here with the Jets. And I just paused, and I said, think about what you just said. The Eagles' offense are in the same conversation as the Jets and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals have already fired Jonathan Gannon. And oh my God, the Jets have the second pick overall, and who knows what the hell they're doing with Aaron Glenn. And they have maybe 15 NFL players on the roster, and the Eagles are in the same conversation. Can you imagine if we had an offense with a seasoned play caller that understood the moment, that understood the offense and what we're trying to do, where this team would be? We wouldn't be, hey, the 3 seed, let's look what he keeps on winning. We'd be the 1 seed and hosting all the way through.
So you know what's interesting is that, and the answer is, to your point, look at what happened during the season. They won rock fights against Green Bay. They won rock fights against Detroit.
Yep.
They won because their defense was elite.
Yes.
I mean, that's truthfully, they had no run game, and their pass game was spotty at best. They won because of their defense. That's how they won that's how they won their games.
Yes. Yeah, without question. And if we're talking about scheme, tell me at one point, and we'll go back to VG defending Nick. Tell me at one point, did you ever feel over the last 5 years schematically he ran something where somebody got open because of the scheme, or is it because of the talent of the player winning a one-on-one matchup?
Well, it's funny. You're right. You're exactly right. Baldy said that to me, posed me that question, same exact question you did. And he's like, what did they do that was innovative? Think about it. And I go, well, you had to play off the tush push where, right, like they get Barkley off on the edge.
Yeah.
And then I go, there was one play that I liked. I think it was against the Raiders. I'm trying to remember, where he had everybody going one way, and they were able to get Devontae kind of on a post. But your point is right.
I don't want to be right. And I don't want to be right. You know what? And VG, I ended the conversation with everybody after the researcher came up with this information. I just said, hey guys, I just want a weekend where, being an Eagles fan, that I can enjoy it. Some of these wins are not enjoyable. Some of these wins just stress the hell out of you for no reason at all. Like, for no reason. Like, why do we have to go through it every single weekend? You know, and that's why the Super Bowl was such an incredible moment, because it was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with ourselves. We've got a double-digit lead against the Chiefs. We want to know why? Because the defense was dominant. They were so dominant that we can enjoy a little bit of it.
Don't you feel like, because I have friends out of town also, don't you feel like we're like ingrates a little bit? Because they're like, oh, I had a guy this week, he's like, oh, it must be nice to have a great team. And I'm thinking, it doesn't feel like we have a great team.
Now, is your friend like a religious Eagles fan? Does he watch the game every week?
No. He's a Vikings fan from out of town.
So then my point to anybody is, if they tell you that, hey, well, how come you can't just enjoy it? My response would, watch an Eagles game every week. Because it's easy to scoreboard watch. It's easy to, standings watch, record watch the Eagles this season every week. And I think you would understand the experience. It's just maddening and frustrating.
Maddening.
Because we have an all-time defense. When I say all-time with the Eagles, we're mentioning the defenses we've seen with Bud Carson, with Jim Johnson, with Buddy Ryan. This defense can hang with any of those defenses, and we know it. We all know it. That this window is here, and it's just so frustrating that this offense can make it just a little bit easier, but it's not.
Yeah, and it's funny because we're talking about repeating. To be able to repeat something that we never fathomed. We didn't have a Super Bowl up until a few years ago. We didn't have one championship. And now we have a chance. We have a chance to actually repeat.
Especially the way the NFC and AFC looks this year, too.
Right. We have a chance to repeat.
The Eagles have an incredible owner who is willing to do anything. They have a once-in-a-generation GM, and they have an all-time defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just maddening. We want to see this evolve.
You know what it reminds me of? It's a lot like Randall this year, where you had a great defense. It's like,
Yeah.
Jalen, go make a play.
Go make a play.
Right? Go make a play to AJ
Yes.
or Devontae.
What did Buddy say? Give me 3 plays or give me 5 plays and we'll win.
Yeah.
And when many people look back at that time, you shake your head because you're like, if they gave Randall like just the right. And now, listen, Randall on the back end had Gruden, and Gruden was super young, and Randall was a different player back then. And, he didn't. There was a lot of different things going on. We didn't have Gruden in his prime shape a prime Randall, right? That was a problem.
Yeah.
It's just maddening. We had Richie Kotite.
Hey, we got
to take a quick TO, and then we'll come right back. We got to do a quick commercial break, okay? We'll sit right there because we got
going anywhere.
A lot more to discuss with Kevin. But first, let's take a word from our friends. Let's talk pests. Rats and roaches and all kinds of creepy crawlers.
Cutters.
All right. Evans Cutter Gauthier.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Evans Pest Control. Not some giant national chain. Family-owned, community-focused pest control company right here in our area, and they've been earning the trust of our neighbors for years. I can tell you here where there's a rat problem, and it has been eradicated.
I haven't seen
by
any
Evans
turds.
Pest Control. They can handle anything: rodents, insects, termites, bed bugs. They offer priority services consultations, which is huge when you have a problem with pests. All right, tell you got to check it out. They got won the Best of Philly and Philly Favorite Gold Award. They got to go and visit evanspestmgmt.com. That's Evans Pest Control at evanspestmgmt.com.
Hey, picture this: a fan cave that actually feels like your dream setup. And thanks to the people at Ashley, that could be real. We're giving away a $2,500 Ashley Furniture gift card. You can go big on a sectional, add some stylish pieces, or trick out your space for game day. It's all up to you, and it's really simple. You just visit ashleyfancave.com, see if you're eligible, fill out the form, and you're entered. It's that simple. Enter now, and you might be watching the next big game in a fan cave built by you, courtesy of Ashley.
All right. Welcome back. We got our man. We love him, our brother, Kevin Negandhi, with us. All right, VG. Kev, we got a couple super chats where people have spent good money. In fact, one spent $20 to get this message across to us.
All right, so the first one is Eagles Forever. Now, I'm going to go back to back because they're kind of related. This one is, what does Mike Tomlin do? His defense has been struggling for years. What does Pete Carroll do? Anyone could have coached the Legion of Boom. And this one's from also Eagles Forever. What makes a great CEO coach? I'm confused. If Nick wins, it's the team, not Nick. But if John Harbaugh wins, it's John's a great coach. And what does John do well? Special teams? His team lost because of special teams.
That's a good question, but I will say that Nick was sold to us as this offensive guy. It's Nick's system. It's Nick's system. So I think when you look back to last year, one of the things that really stood out was Kellen Moore was the play caller, right? Kellen Moore, while he was running the idea of Nick's concepts, Kellen Moore was the guy. Shane Steichen the same way. It was, look how everything changed early in Nick Sirianni's career. Halfway through as an Eagles head coach, about 6-7 games into that season, Steichen took over play calling and everything changed. Everything changed, right? Then when Steichen leaves, Brian Johnson runs the offense, and that offense looks so similar to what Kevin Patullo's running, right? So there's the one thing that's consistent. It is Nick Sirianni's concepts and Nick Sirianni basically heavily influencing things. What did we hear when he almost got fired? Nick's taking a step back as CEO. He was going room to room. But he's not going to have the influence that we saw in previous years with the offense, and Kellen Moore basically took over. That's the difference here. That's how I see things right now. And by the way, John Harbaugh is no longer there.
Yeah, Harbaugh's a great coach, though. I'm sorry. Like, to compare the two is, like, you got to talk to people in Baltimore and players and understand it. Like, they're prepared, right? Like, they're...
And Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was great in Seattle.
Yeah, you can't say anybody can coach the Legion of Boom. That's just incorrect.
Yes, that's completely incorrect. It's just, to me, it's cherry picking. It's easy cherry picking. We're going to take it the rest of the way. That's kind of how I see it. And by the way, Mike Tomlin, first off, for anybody, and Pittsburgh fans will probably feel the same way as I feel, like we don't watch the Steelers games, week in and week out. And they're like, nationally, everybody likes Mike Tomlin. I don't understand. But just pause here for a second. Have you seen the quarterback play since Ben Roethlisberger left in Pittsburgh? The quarterbacks that they have brought in, and I actually feel like the GM hasn't been scrutinized enough where they have not developed a quarterback. I mean, they had some guys where you're like, whoa, you're trying to win with this guy?
And by the way, how about the receivers they've had?
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean, they have Pickens for a year or two and it just doesn't work out. Other than that, who else have they have?
And when they get rid of these guys, like Deontay Johnson put up big numbers, couldn't find a place anywhere else, right? Antonio Brown. Not AJ Brown. Completely different. Right. Phenomenal player. Look how much he had to put up. Before, and then he had to leave. Like, there's a lot of other nuances that we don't know about, but never once did I feel like Tom's in there to run a certain thing. Never once you felt Pete Carroll. This is Nick Sirianni's offense. Like, that's the thing.
And here's the other thing. He was given, and that line was great last year. I know it's taken a step back. That line was great last year. It's beat up. But you were given that line, Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith, and a very good tight end. I mean, I don't know what else you want. And the defense is all world. Like, it's a great team.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And again, I don't want to make this into, a fire Nick thing. Like, hey, let's see what happens in the playoffs, man. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see them. I want to see them win. I said earlier, Kev, hey, look, if he can navigate his way through the NFC, get back to the Super Bowl and do it again, then you know what? I give him a ton of credit. But the problem is, my only problem is you're an offensive guy. It's your system. And when the offense goes, you can't fix it.
100%. Like, some of this stuff against the Bucks, where you just don't see this. What was the biggest complaint? Can you play 4 quarters?
Right.
Then it got to the point where, all right, can you just win a game? Can you grind out and win a game? And the defense decided, we're going to take over against the Packers. We're going to take over against the Lions. We're going to take over against the Bills. This is not about, hey, look what he did against the Raiders and Giants. No, this is about what are you doing against the teams that are elite, that have really good coaches, that have schemes.
Speaking of coaches, Kev, McDaniel out in Miami. So Mike McDaniel, another offensive guy, out in Miami.
Can he come in and consult too?
I think McDaniel as an OC is fantastic.
Fantastic.
With this talent?
Yes.
That makes me believe that that's maybe a step closer for Harbaugh.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know why. When you look at the lay of the land and the options, Harbaugh, Giants, where you can build something with Jackson Dart, but then in Miami, he's got a relationship with the Rosses. Like, the one issue is you got to deal with Tua's contract, and I think it's a $99 million cap hit if they decide to part ways this upcoming season.
Wow. I mean, it's wild. So let me ask you this to put a bow on the whole thing. What has to happen for you to feel good about them, right? Like, when you look at Sunday, for you to go, all right, listen, we're getting back. Like, you're thumping our chest. You're going to be on Sports Center thumping your chest to everybody.
Just have some balance. And when I say balance, I'm not saying run pass. I'm saying balance for the defense. Give the defense a break. You crushed them in that second half against Buffalo. You crushed them. So make sure that on these drives, okay, if there's certain instances where you can't score, I don't want 3 and outs. Give that defense time to recoup and okay, let's gather up here. If you have an 8-play drive and you don't score, at least the defense come back and give you a fighting chance. So to me, more than anything else, I'm not asking to score on every drive. That's unreasonable. What I'm asking is, can you put up 24 to 27 points against a 49ers defense that's beat up? I think they can. I think a minimum is 24 points. And if you could do that, then I'll be fine because the defense will win the game.
Yeah.
That to me is what I'm asking for. Can you put up 24 points more than anything else?
Yeah.
And can you have sustainable drives? Because the 3 and outs, like to whoever wrote that to us, on the chat, how do you explain the 3 and outs? How do you explain that this is Nick's offense and they lead the league in 3 and outs? How can you explain
I do
that?
want to thank them too. I want to thank our super chatters. Once again, who are they?
Is Eagles Forever was my 2. Yeah. And I got another one, is the 3rd. Eagles will have to win on talent and execution because you cannot rely on play calling. Could see Hurts going rogue in this one.
And rogue means,
I'm okay with that.
Rogue means, hey, AJ, just going to go route, and I'm going to throw it deep, right? That's what it means, or So we comes back to Jalen has to be dynamic, no matter what.
Yes,
he has to be dynamic, especially if the play is blown up in the middle, brother. There's a reason why you're a $50 million quarterback, and now it's the playoffs. Don't hold back.
Yeah. Need you to run. Need you to be dynamic.
Would you guys go Kingsbury or McDaniel?
McDaniel.
Rosie.
McDaniel.
I'm a big Kingsbury guy, but I think Kingsbury belongs in college. If I was Cliff, I would go back to college.
And there's no way Kingsbury would leave. I've heard some things about what's going on in Washington. I think Kingsbury thinks that there's a job as a head coach somewhere, whether it's the NFL or college.
Yeah.
I don't think he would leave the idea of coaching Jaden Daniels again. You know what you got. That kid's dynamic, and you're going to continue to grow and maybe get another job unless he thinks that, you know what, in this cycle, I'm going to get another job.
Yeah. And I think he's got a shot. I mean, you look at all the openings. It's interesting. Now,
the chat's all over Monken. Their number 1.
I love Monken. I do. I think chat's right. Monken's awesome.
I like Monken a lot. I like Monken.
Todd is strong, man.
We need an experienced play caller.
Yeah. And you know what? Monken is more like Vic in that Monken comes here, and I think he
wants the job, and he's not leaving.
Yeah. That's the problem with
offensive.
When you have an offensive coach, this is my biggest beef with Nick, right? Is if you're an offensive coach, you got to be a good play caller. You got to be able to build an offense, create a great scheme, and be able to call plays in a pinch. Because you're going to cycle through any other OC. We saw it with Steichen. Of the two, Gannon was a failure, which we expected, and Steichen was a success, like we expected. Right? Mm-hmm. Then Kellen Moore comes in, right? After the down year, Kellen comes in, rescues it, then he's gone. So anybody that has any success here from an offense is going to go get a head job. So you're out. So that's my biggest problem with Nick coming from that side of the ball. You got to be able to fix it, and you got to be able to call plays in a pinch.
I agree. And, the prime example of if you don't have a good play caller is look what happened to the Lions this season.
Yeah.
You talk about a drop-off, and then the head coach is calling plays, and that completely affected Dan Campbell the second half of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it was completely different.
Yeah. Great job with Monken, though, chat. Excellent. Really on point. All right, Kev, real quick, and then we'll get to college. The coaches, we talked about Harbaugh, but to the Giants, it makes sense. A Harbaugh McDaniel to the Giants would be scary.
It would be. But but here's the thing. Their GM is the opposite of Howie Roseman.
Right.
When it comes to finding talent and building an offensive line, like, holy cow, the Giants, they swing and miss on so many offensive, especially in the first round.
Yeah.
And again, it comes back to, can you secure talent? Can you find talent? Can you make sure that, again, everything has to work lockstep. You can have a great coach, but if you do not have a GM that understands and identifies talent, it's going to crush you. And by the way, I really like Jackson Dart. I've had the chance to talk to him multiple times. He's a good kid. The way he plays, not sustainable. Like, I actually worry about him. I really do, because there's a lot of bravado. The sport can humble you real quick after you take so many hits to the head, man.
Yeah, man. Are you nuts?
And
Andrew Luck didn't play like that.
Yeah, and then you have a physical runner like Scadaboo, like those two. That's a dangerous combination.
Yeah.
You're not going to last in the league.
No,
so that scares me, man. That would give me pause if I'm a head coach or a coach candidate going to the Giants. The GM, how much power does he have? Is he making the say in all the picks, considering how much of a disaster it's been? And do I feel comfortable with Jackson Dart, understanding that he can't run on every play?
Yeah.
Here is a hypothetical question. If they do win the Super Bowl and it's rock fights, can they fire Petula?
Yeah.
Look at Howie. Like, Howie, the one thing Howie and Lurie are not afraid to do is make decisions that are tough. They could find a way to say, hey, we're going in another direction, and then it'll be a nice soft press release. But like, the one thing we know, this owner and Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, they also understand that you have Super Bowl windows, and that you have this one window, especially with that young defense, to find a way before they all start getting expensive. And then you got to part ways with certain guys, right? And you're not gonna hit the way Howie's hit on every draft. You're just not. No. It's just not. And then how much longer do you have Vic doing what Vic wants to do here? So all those things play a role here, and it comes back to that time frame where you got to win in a certain space. I mean, it goes and it falls off hard. Look at where the Lions are. They had their chance 2 years ago. They lost it. And now look, and they're looking at, and then look at again, the 49ers. They had that window, and now they're coming back, but they're not 100%. Look at specifically where the Commanders were a year ago and how good they were feeling. I think all those windows get smaller and smaller and smaller, and look at the Chiefs. Look at the Bills. You have these windows. Look at the Bengals. And look at the Ravens. Again, the windows, man. The NFL really is not for long.
Well, everybody thought Washington had this. They were about to jump on the scene. Now they're a mess. Pat brought it up earlier, and he's right. I'd rather be the Cowboys or the Giants in Washington.
Yep. The Commanders went all in this year, and they got old real fast, real quick.
Yeah.
100%.
Horrible GMing there. All right. The college football playoffs start tonight. This is awesome. So I love it, man. I love this Ole Miss story. I love Trinidad. They got any shot.
Yeah. You want to know why they got a shot? Because Trinidad.
Yeah.
And by the way, this whole team, think about it, 18 to 22, 23, 24-year-olds. They're all so pissed off about Lane Kiffin. And that actually has unified the whole group. But just say, you know what? They think we can't do this, and you keep on putting these obstacles in our way. And I'll come back to one other thing. If Ole Miss's game plan, which I imagine it will be, is to stop the run, Carson Beck's got to make 3 or 4 passes.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't know if the Canes offense trusts Carson Beck to make 3 or 4 passes. So if Ole Miss takes a lead here, what Carson Beck will try to do is force the ball in certain windows because he has such confidence in his arm talent. And then suddenly you're like, why are you throwing it there? And Carson Beck, and this could be one of those games where Carson Beck could throw 3 picks and you're like, yeah, of course. So to me, more than anything else, that Miami defensive front featuring Amezador and, of course, Bain, 2 guys you're going to play on Sunday, they have to dominate and dictate how this game goes. And if they can't, then you're going to see Miami potentially panic on offense.
See, that's what I was hoping for. I'm hoping you say that because I like Ole Miss in the game because of that. Because I think Trinidad can buy time. I think he can make them pay down the field. Where they're weak at is like you can make plays on them down the field. And Ole Miss offense is explosive. And I'm with you because if this thing turns into a shootout, Miami loses. Like, it's one thing that you can rely on Fletcher. Fletcher was terrific against Ohio State. He was great. They were able to open up holes.
Yeah, and A&M. Yes, keep going, Ed. Yep, and against Texas A&M. Yep.
But even against A&M, it took them 3.5 quarters to break through. Ole Miss will break through before that.
Without question. So here's the test here for this. Here's the litmus test. If it's a tie game in the fourth quarter, bottom line, who do you trust at quarterback?
Trinidad. Yep.
And I think that's where your answer is. If it's a close game, you trust the quarterback. And Trinidad can make every single play, every single throw. He can extend plays with his legs. And I come back to this conversation. The Temple Owls had Trinidad chambliss. We literally had the deal done.
That was your guy. That was your guy.
It was. And Ole Miss called him the night before. He was about to, it just shows Casey Keeler knows talent. We had him. And then Ole Miss said, hey, come to the SEC. Here's some money. You'll be the backup. And then the rest is history. One of the great stories in college football.
Amazing. All right. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Great one. This is a great matchup. It was a great game in Eugene.
Yes.
What changes?
What changes is Oregon. Can Oregon not make mistakes? Because Indiana's not going to make mistakes. They're just not. And you know the average age of the Indiana roster is 23? Wow. Think about that. So Cignetti knows what he's doing. He gets second, third, fourth-year players, and they don't make mistakes. They wait for you to blink. They wait for you to make the mistake, and then they take advantage. That's a classic example of what they played against Alabama. Alabama has 4- and 5-star guys everywhere. Indiana's like, we're going to do our job. We're not going to make a mistake. They're going to flinch. And that's how this whole thing plays out. So Oregon, who I love Dante Moore, the 20-year-old quarterback. I think he can make every throw, and he's phenomenal. He's always like this at all times. Oregon lives off of explosive plays. If they get stopped early, do they get frustrated and then make a mistake? And then Indiana takes advantage. And that quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, doesn't make mistakes. He just does not make mistakes. They've got great wide receivers that catch the ball. He throws a great window ball and to a spot where a guy like Surratt and Becker, and Cooper, they make phenomenal catches. Yeah. So I think to me this comes down to, does Oregon blink? Because Indiana will not blink. They're so disciplined and well coached across the board. So how I think this plays out, I think this will be a 7-point game with Indiana up, and Dante Moore will have a chance in the fourth quarter to do something, but I think Indiana wins.
Let me just get back to the Ole Miss game, because we got a super chat from Hoflax24. He's a diehard and an Ole Miss alum. He says, both my teams have opponents who could host a championship game. Neither will. Hotty toddy and go Birds.
Nice. Yeah.
Hotty toddy.
Here's the most amazing thing about this, guys. Think about this. So think about the storylines here. Ole Miss wins. Holy cow. I mean, Lane Kiffin left the championship team to try to win a championship at LSU, and Pete Golding, what are we doing? This is incredible, right? And Trinidad chambliss, right? If Miami wins, they get to host the national championship. Yeah. If Indiana wins, Indiana is going to the national championship with Fernando Mendoza, a Miami kid who went to the same high school as Mario Cristobal, who wanted to go to Miami, but Miami picked Carson Beck over Mendoza. And then you have Oregon. And all the idea of Oregon facing Miami, guess what? Oregon fans, even though they got a better coach in Dan Lanning, are still pissed off at Mario Cristobal.
Yes!
So, so many.
Wait, hang on. 1 second. We're in overtime. OT right here in the city. You're watching anywhere with Roku, all of our streamers, Xfinity. Make sure you go to YouTube, all right? Because that's where we're at now. And like and subscribe. Hometown Hero college football expert, Sports Center great, host of the Rose Bowl parade, which he was fabulous. He is our man, Kevin Negandhi. It is completely wild how you just broke that down. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All roads lead to each other.
To each other. It's absolutely incredible. Every single program that's still alive has a story where you're like, oh my God, this is this journey, like against all odds. Like I love it. I think it's going to be great. I ultimately think it's going to be Indiana and Ole Miss.
Yeah, I do too. I do. I think it's Ole Miss and Indiana too. And listen, like that was not a fluke last week, and that is not the same Alabama team. They have a right to be upset in Tuscaloosa.
They do, and
they're soft.
I really like Kalen DeBoer, but you're 100% right. Those 4- and 5-star kids. They made business decisions, and it's been the problem all season long. And the idea you can't run the football. Kalen and Ryan Grubb are guys that have a ton of confidence in their system. But I'm sorry, in the SEC, you got to have the ability to run a little bit. Like that stuff, that system works in the Pac-10, or the Pac-12. But they ran, too, when he was at Washington. The idea that they thought we could just pass the ball with Ty Simpson and figure it out with our 2 fantastic wide receivers, even third. Lozier is fantastic, who's going to be incredible down the road. That's the thing. They were soft. They were soft in the opener against Florida State, and the only time they played tough is during that one stretch where they fought back against the Tennessees of the world, and you were like, oh man, they're built now. That we're seeing them come together. We haven't seen that. It's pretty disappointing that team should be here.
I'm with you, man. I'm so it's amazing. By the way, how about what's happening at Penn State and Campbell bringing in every player? He's gutted the roster, including our buddy Rocco Becht, Anthony's son. Yeah. They're all coming from.
Well, you know why, Ant? You know why? First off, you have to do that because you got crushed. You got crushed in that early December signing day, right? All those guys, many of those commits went to, follow James Franklin. So when you have like that shortage of I think it was 2, so less than 5 that committed because they didn't know what the coach is. You then have to make this a transition year. But I will tell you that I think Penn State benefits in 1 year. You have to look at all these signings as 1-year deals everywhere across the sport. Rocco Becht brings experience. This is one of those things that I know Penn State loves the idea of, hey, we got a 4-star guy, we got a 5-star guy and all that, and they've lived with this identity. You can't do that now. You got to look at what's the continuity. Where are we? Are we older and better? It worked for Kurt Cignetti and what he brought at JMU. And then he brought all his guys that knew his system. Okay, we're going to establish it this way. 23 years of age averaging is unheard of on this college football roster unless you play at BYU, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And for it to work for Kurt, I think it can work for Matt Campbell in year 1 as you try to recover. And don't forget, you're going to have guys in the portal after spring ball. You're just you could pluck a guy here or there and find a way, but you need some continuity. I don't blame him for going back into his program and taking 19 guys from Iowa State to make sure there's a certain continuity in Happy Valley.
I agree. I think they're going to be dangerous. They're going to be a team to watch next year. They're going to shock the world. I'm so with you.
Yep.
Hey, the last thing is that lawsuit in Washington where there's
my gosh.
What's going to happen there? They're suing their quarterback, VG.
For what?
For leaving, breach of contract.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So Damon Williams, phenomenal sophomore at Washington, underrated, by the way. He signed it. He agreed to a $4 million or $4+ million contract just a few days ago to stay at Washington. If you connect the dots here, just connect the dots. Just understand, Damon Williams, keep in mind, was committed to go to Ole Miss when Lane Kiffin was there 2 years ago. Then he committed to Jed Fish at Arizona. Then Jed Fish went to Washington, so Damon Williams followed him there. Then the idea that I think Lane thought for sure they were going to get Trinidad, for sure, right? Trinidad said, if I can come back for a 6th year, I'm going to stay at Ole Miss, right? So then LSU's got to figure out what to do. And then LSU basically, Damon Williams. What about Damon Williams? Let's look at our connection. Damon Williams has that connection with Lane Kiffin. There's a report and there's a story that Damon Williams was offered $6 million from LSU.
Oh my God.
And then they're talking to Damon Williams potentially while Sam Levitt, the Arizona State quarterback's on campus with Lane Kiffin the other night. This story breaks on the internet, and Sam Levitt's sitting there with Lane Kiffin watching a basketball game, looking at his phone. So we'll see. Here's the thing. Who's going to enforce the contracts? That's the problem. That's why everybody's watching this. This is unprecedented. No one knows who's going to enforce this contract. It is a contract. That's the difference between the NFL and college right now. The contracts you can enforce. No one knows what body is going to enforce this contract with Damon Williams that he signed. And if he can get out of it, holy cow, then suddenly that changes how the interpretation for any player.
Oh, my God. It is wild. It's just a matter of time before Congress steps in.
That's what the NCAA wants.
Yeah. Well, they're dying for it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They're dying for it. And it probably, I wonder if it's, but when is that happening? And because the machine just goes, there's no break in the machine, and the ratings are through the roof. So,
up 10%. Yep. The best bowl season we've had. And everybody still complains about the bowl season. Pop-Tarts Bowl had nearly 9 million viewers. Are you kidding me? Nearly 9 million viewers?
For the Pop-Tart Bowl.
For the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Because you know why? We are a country that loves football. We just do. We say it. It's the greatest thing in the world. Raise my hand. My brother, prediction for Sunday.
Eagles win. It won't be an enjoyable experience. It'll be 24-20. And thank God we have Vic Fangio.
Yeah.
That guy we have Vic.
That was the beginning.
What are your duties? What are your
Nothing. Actually, I'm on SportsCenter tonight and tomorrow night. I get to enjoy the games when I get home. I'll be at the Natty, but literally nothing this weekend. I love my wife. My wife was already I got your outfit Sunday. We're going to the game, right? And I'm like, I don't think we're going to the game. She's like, what? I got the outfit. I bought you an outfit. We got all this stuff. And you don't have this sweatshirt. I've got a gazillion. VG, shout out to him for helping me get some stuff in Mitchell and Ness this week. But I just said, you know what? We're just going to enjoy the game here. My two boys got games later Sunday afternoon, and it's a slog. I won't be able to go. If they were to win this game and maybe host next week, I won't be able to go. So if I go, it'll be NFC Championship weekend, and we'll see. We'll see if this keeps on rolling.
I like it. Let's go. The road to the title game, and we'll see you here for the title game, my brother.
My man. Appreciate you.
We
Fellas,
love you,
be
buddy.
good.
You're the greatest.
Take care, guys.
The great
See
Kevin Negandhi. He was fired up.
He had a lot to get off his chest
He
today.
was fired
He's been
up.
holding on to a lot all week.
Yeah, that was great. That was great stuff, man. That was fantastic. That was a lot of fun chopping it up with Kevin. Kevin and Pat today. It was a lot of just
They both were fired up.
fired up, man. That was
I'm so fired up about 3-on-3 rehab.
he's right. Unbelievable. All right. Hey, let's talk about the Flyers, right? Let's discuss. We have a Flyers trip, dude.
Wow, dude, this is like my dream trip. I love myself some Southern California.
Yeah.
So Philly Sports Trips, they're taking Diehards west to California with Flyers legend John LeClair from March 17th to the 22nd. We're hitting the West
Dude,
Coast.
that's a great trip.
It's a good time of year.
This is a good team. Stay tuned, by the way. Look on social coming up in the next 30 minutes for something really cool from the Flyers and our account.
All right.
So at, what is our account here at PHLY?
PHLY Sports.
Right, at PHLY Sports. Mine is at Anthony L. Gargano, and on Instagram, Anthony Lewis Gargano. So just keep an eye out.
Okay. All right. Well, one of these games is with the new heated rival, Anaheim Ducks. You get the LA Kings at the Crypto.com arena. Package
That's
includes.
right. We got Kings and Ducks.
Yeah.
Dude, let's invade Anaheim.
Dude, that's what we need to do.
I think I might go on that trip.
I'm right with you. So the package includes optional round-trip direct flights to Philly, 5-night stay at the beautiful Sanborn Santa Monica, tickets to both games, a Flyers watch party, exclusive meet and greet with John LeClaire. Plus, the Philly Sports Trips crew will be there to handle all the details. You don't got to worry about anything.
No.
All you got to do is enjoy the sun, the sights, and go to the games.
This is a blast.
Yeah, this is the California vacation every Flyer fan dreams of, especially me. With a couple wins to top it off, spots are limited, so book your trip today. We're at allphilly.com/events.
Allphly.com. I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I don't know what it is about Southern California.
Yeah, I like it too.
Venice Beach.
Well, I told you about Harry O's.
Yeah, Harry O's.
I like Manhattan Beach.
Yeah. They got
Never been.
I was a Manhattan Beach
good
guy.
greenery out there for some reason. It grows better out there. It's nice.
Never been.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it. You and I share that. Yeah, I do. I love it out there.
That's my dream.
We have Jordan. To talk about Jordan Spector, a little R.
Yeah, we got Jordan. Yeah, we got
Let's
Jordan.
give Jordan some love because he's a great local artist.
Great
course.
stuff. Hey, Philly sports fans, listen up. It's the season of gifting. Yes, it's still the season of gifting. And if you're looking for something truly unforgettable this year, I got the perfect idea. You got to check out the incredible work from Philadelphia sports artist Jordan Spector over at SpectorSportsArt.com. SpectorSportsArt.com. I personally own one of Jordan's pieces myself, and trust me, these aren't just posters you hang on the wall. They're museum-level artworks of the greatest moments and icons in Philly sports history. His collections come in prints, canvases, and even athlete partner trading cards. And get this, one of the newest cards actually includes a piece of Brandon Graham's real game-worn jersey from that matchup in New Orleans. Remember against the Chiefs? It doesn't get more authentic than that. So if you got a diehard sports fan in your life, or if you just want to treat yourself, it's the kind of gift you'll talk about forever. So head over right now, SpectorSportsArt.com. That's SpectorSportsArt.com, and grab something epic for the Philly fan in your life today.
All right, buddy. What do you think?
I feel good about that. I mean, as much as we're complaining, it sounds like we're complaining, and people are like, we're on a playoff run. We're talking about switching coaches. I think they win.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Well, you know what it is? So we hadn't talked to Kevin, and Kevin was holding Sunday.
Yes.
You know, he's still a lot of angst from Sunday.
And someone in the chat was like, he's around people who are like, what are you complaining about? That makes you more frustrated. Like, he's got no one to vent to up in Bristol.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all a part of it. And look, I mean, there's some truth to it. Like, you know, this let's go, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want him to pass. I want Nick to pass the test.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, there is legitimate concern about the offense.
There's legit concerns and
I mean,
discussions to be had.
And it's been all year. It's been all year long. So you're facing a defense that is not good, that has no pass rush.
I can't remember.
So
I can't remember
they-
defense this bad in the playoffs.
No, I mean, like, this is a bad defense. There is no excuse
No.
to not score in the 20s.
No. I mean, if they win, it's going to most likely be despite Patullo and the offensive scheme.
Well, you know. And listen, and, you know, as much as we're talking about Nick, but Patullo and Nick are attached to the hip.
I know.
So you can't separate that.
Nick's never shy about saying it's his offense.
You know. Anyway, and it is interesting, the McDaniel thing. Anyway, all right, we're going back in the day.
Yes, we are.
Uncle Frank was like, this is meandering time.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Frank's going to like this. We're going back to 1953. He was probably, 20 back then? 30?
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
This is one for you, Anthony. I mean, this is probably, Uncle Frank probably
What'd you
ate a
say,
lot
19 what?
of 53.
19, what the hell happened in 1953?
Yeah, Uncle Frank's probably in college.
Playoffs?
No. No,
He's in
1953.
college.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to think. Well, it's true.
He's
Like, didn't
dust.
this NFL championship? It's the pre.
Yes, this is probably a commercial you saw during
Cook
the
and
NFC
Uncle
Championship
Frank,
game in
They didn't have it
1950.
anymore. The NFL championship game.
I had the pictures.
Oh no, well we can do that if you want. We can save this one. No, let's.
I have the I thought
Let's
the
do it.
pictures were
All right,
the
Oh,
back
we'll
in the
save
day.
that
Is
one.
that still
Uncle
19?
Frank said you're a strapper.
Of course.
Is that still 1953?
No, but we're close. We're going to go back to 1976, I believe. And I love this because just by the looks of this guy, I could tell he's probably a Kiss fan in 1976. This is Vic Fangio.
Wow.
Back in the day, courtesy of our friend Alice Coffey, did a great piece on Vic and Dunham High School and back in the day, talked to all those people. That's him as a safety. So yeah, that hair he had going on back then.
Good here, look. Stud.
Yeah, he
Detroit
definitely had
Rock City.
Definitely a Detroit Rock City guy. Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud. He's a stud, Vic.
Yeah, he worked as a bartender in this article back in the day. Yeah.
Well, you don't think, you see people older, you don't think they had a life.
Yeah, you don't think they were a young guy with
Like, cool.
Yeah,
doing their thing,
right. Yeah.
Like, you know.
Looks like he's taking a smoke break out back.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, he's a cool
Yes.
kid.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one, man.
All right, yeah.
Why'd you say this was for me?
Nah, we had another one we're going to use another day.
We'll
Little
use tomorrow or
miscommunication by me
something.
and
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to do for us. Everybody, thanks for hanging, man. We love you guys. Have a great day. Let's go. Tomorrow is it, man. It's a long wait. Enjoy the football tonight. 5 days of football.
Yeah.
Better than the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow for our Football Friday.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.